Phil Pustiovsky here, and hopefully you watched the previous videos. We talked about the near future of real estate, where real estate's going the next 1 to 4 years. Next, we talked about motivated sellers, how to talk to motivated sellers, how to find them. Now we're going to talk to you about locking in your profits. We're going to talk about paperwork. We're going to talk about contracts. Okay, this is a lesson that's really important that you heed, and that is you can't make profits on a deal you don't control. Okay? The word here is control. With the right contracts, you can control a real estate deal. And when you control a real estate deal, you can make money on it. If you don't control real estate, you don't have your paperwork right, you can't make money on it. It's that simple. Think of it this way. If you ran a hot dog stand, your inventory would be hot dogs. Well, you don't run a hot dog stand in real estate. What is your inventory? It's paperwork. You have to have your contracts correct. If your paperwork is right, you'll make a ton of money and you'll control the deal. If it's not, you won't. It's really that simple. Okay, so if we go back to our kind of where we're leading up here to locking in your profits, you've talked with a motivated seller on the phone. They're ultra motivated. They want to get rid of their home. They want to get rid of their apartment building. They want to get rid of their piece of real estate. Now you want to control the deal with the right paperwork. Now each deal is a little bit different, whether it's a short sale, lease purchase, subject to, wholesale, REO, fix and flip. You know, the paperwork's going to be a little bit different, but the point is you have to get it locked in correctly. Now, here are the two basic components of that. First, you have we call it a purchase contract. All right, we can call it that. We also call it agreement to sell real estate. We'll call it a purchase contract. The purchase contract is what's going to lay out all of the terms of the deal. How much the price, everything else in between, all the different clauses. And the second part, and this is really important, you'll rarely hear this taught ever, but it's unbelievably important. Number 2 is you need to get a memo recorded. Okay, what do I mean by that? A memo is nothing more than a glorified Post-it note. Only when it's recorded at the county courthouse for where the property's located, you're locked into the deal. Because here's what happens in real estate. When somebody agrees to sell you the home, you don't close it that day. It doesn't work that way. You close it usually sometime in the future. Now, if we were selling hot dogs, it's a pretty easy exchange, right? You want to buy the hot dog, the guy at the hot dog stand gives you the hot dog, you give him $1, and it's over. You've got the hot dog. Not the same way in real estate. In real estate, you agree to something, and then there's this period of time where people can change their mind. People can go behind your back. People can do all sorts of things. So, what locks you into the deal, although you would think it's the purchase contract, is not actually the purchase contract. What keeps you in the game is the memorandum of agreement, memorandum of option, memorandum of whatnot. There's different memorandums depending on which deal you're doing. If you're doing like a lease purchase option, that'd be a memo of option. So, recording that at the county courthouse locks you into the deal. But this purchase contract is ultra important as well. You have different states' rules. You have all sorts of things that go into it. And when you have the right purchase contract, the key is you want to have maximum control with minimum risk. So, in other words, you want to be able to make a ton of money, but not be obligated to close on the deal or obligated to any crazy terms. So the contracts have got to be right. Obviously, on this little video, I wouldn't be able to explain all the nuances of that. But if the paperwork is right, that's why you want to work with the best in the business. Our students have access to terrific contract and paperwork. Now, every state's different, so they still have to run it past their attorney for their specific state. But the key is when you have the right pieces of the puzzle, you're going to be in the best position to control the deal. And remember, if you don't control the deal, you don't what? Make any money. That's right. Very good. So, what are the components of that? You need a purchase contract and you need a memo. The memo gets recorded, and the purchase contract is just between you and that seller, and that's what shows the terms of the agreement. All right, so signing up the deal is about getting these two documents signed. And as far as how you do that, if you work with a motivated seller, they usually sign without a problem. When you're dealing with a non-motivated seller, then you've got an issue. So you see, we go back to the earlier videos. If you've laid your foundation right, everything else is going to come together for you. Does that make sense? Okay, great. All right, so we've covered how you lock in your profits, and that's doing what? Controlling the deal. That's right. Controlling the deal, and you do that with a purchase contract and a memorandum. All right, thanks so much for being with me.